There is an invisible string connecting Dear John and Vampire, stretching through the years between the two releases. Though they sound different, songs are similar in essence. Let me elaborate. Rodrigo's debut album Sour showed the world as seen by a teenager, very mature for her age. She managed to put raw, universal emotions into sophisticated rhythms. There is jealousy, betrayal, love, despair and sadness. Everyone can relate to that. Vampire, though, is written from the point of view of a famous woman. It's the first time Olivia Rodrigo acknowledges her public persona and plays into the narrative. There is nothing relatable in Fame or I see the parties and the diamonds sometimes when I close my eyes. The song is about someone who chases what she has, glamour and fame. According to tabloids, the song is about her ex, a Los Angeles DJ Zach Beer, who is also a public person. Taylor Swift too addressed her public image and romance with a fellow star for the first time in 2010. Speak Now was her third, but the first album in which Swift began reckoning with the public version of herself. In Dear John, she uses stardom as her ink, gifting the intimate details of her toxic relationship with John Mayer to the public. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? Still a teenager at the moment she wrote the track, Taylor sings to a 30-something man. Dear John is a blues pop record, symbolically resembling the sound of Mayer himself. Rodrigo may have done the same on Vampire. The EDM sound of the second part likely mirrors Zach Beer's music. It's worth mentioning that both stars, Olivia and Taylor, were 20 when they released the songs. If in Sour other females are perceived as some kind of threat, a source of tension, remember I brought her up, and you told me I was paranoid, from Traitor. In Vampire, the other girl is portrayed as an ultimate ally. Every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. She finds kinship with her ex's other partners, and criticizes herself for thinking she could be the exception. Olivia Rodrigo's approach echoes Swift's realization on Dear John, that she too is in fact in the same boat with other pained women. You'll add my name to your long list of traitors who don't understand, and I look back in regret, how I ignored when they said run, as fast as you can. Both songs are expressions of an arising feminist streak within Rodrigo and Swift, as both come to a realization that the exes of their romantic interest are not necessarily the enemies. Throughout her debut album, her ex-lover is nothing but a mere object that does make her feel a certain way, but doesn't alter how she feels about herself. She may have been abandoned, but the person who did the damage is still an object of obsession. I still hear your voice in the traffic. We're laughing over all the noise. She sings in Driver's License, one of the greatest songs of early 2020s. In Vampire, though, Olivia Rodrigo manages to be the subject and the object at the same time. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive, she underlines. She is powerful enough to author her own story, vulnerable enough to fall prey to someone else's wiles. Just like Taylor Swift did in Dear John. Swift begins with a similar pathos of realizing she is way more vulnerable to manipulation than she could ever imagine. Well, maybe it's me and my blind optimism to blame. Both songs are lyrically vicious towards their subjects. Don't you think 19's too young to be played by your dark, twisted games when I loved you so? Taylor tears off Mayer's mask, admitting her own naivety. I loved you truly, got a laugh at the stupidity, gives off absolutely the same energy.